Our recent week in New York City was an action-packed one. We decided to set ourselves a challenge to see and do as much as we possibly could, and that gave way to this video guide which highlights 50 of the top attractions. In a city like New York, this means we barely scratched the surface, but hopefully this video will highlight the cornucopia of possibilities that is the Big Apple.
Most journeys begin at Penn Station or Grand Central Terminal, and if you arrive at the latter, you'll be wowed by the building. We are now visiting the High Line, which is an old section of rail tracks that used to run from Chelsea all the way to the Meatpacking District, and this area has actually been reclaimed and turned into a park, which is pretty cool.
The Meatpacking District was once home to markets, slaughterhouses, and packaging plants, but times have changed. Today you'll find a mixture of trendy restaurants, clubs, and boutiques.
The village used to be a bohemian neighborhood that drew artists and musicians, but today you're more likely to find upper middle class families living here. The streets are shaded and quiet, and it's a nice place for a casual stroll.
Before coming to New York City, there were a few things I absolutely wanted to do, and one of them was to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge, and I'm doing that right now. Completed in 1883, Brooklyn Bridge is one of the oldest suspension bridges in the United States. It connects the boroughs of Manhattan and Brooklyn.
Today we are over in Williamsburg, which is one of the more popular neighborhoods here in Brooklyn. It definitely has a very young feel. I'm seeing a lot of 20-something-year-olds, and that means lots of flea markets, independent restaurants, and art galleries. Williamsburg has become quite popular given its lower rent prices. University students and young professionals have been flocking to this part of town.
We got to see a lot of cool street art around Williamsburg, including murals around Bedford, Fillmore, and Roebling.
This is a massive park located in Brooklyn, and it was designed by the same landscape architects who brought Central Park to life. Visiting the historic district of Dumbo, and that stands for Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass.
You can walk along the riverfront for a great view of the Brooklyn and Manhattan bridges and the Manhattan skyline. Come to New York and not have a slice of pizza, and I can't think of a better place to have it here than in Brooklyn.
So we were kind of tired from a long day of walking, and we decided to take a little break at Bryant Park, and lo and behold, we found that they have free board games that anyone can use throughout the day. You'll catch friends, couples, and families playing games like chess, dominoes, and Scrabble. During the summer months, Bryant Park also becomes a popular hangout spot for people looking to relax and even work on their tans.
After visiting Bryant Park, you'll want to pop into the library for a look at the beautiful interior.
The Staten Island Ferry is free of charge, and this makes it really popular with visitors who want to catch a glimpse of the Statue of Liberty from a distance.
If you want to get a closer look at Lady Liberty, you'll have to buy tickets to Liberty Island. If you make reservations well in advance, you can even climb to the viewing platform inside the Crown.
Battery Park is located on the southern tip of Manhattan. It is home to a few different memorials, and you'll also catch a lot of visitors hanging out in this area as they wait to catch a ferry.
Little Italy may be slowly shrinking, but it's still a great place to grab some Italian food and a gelato for dessert.
Having both lived in South Korea, Sam and I were thrilled to come across Manhattan's own Little Korea. We seized the opportunity and found a restaurant serving kimchi, pajeon, and kimchi bokkeumbap.
If you're looking for a bargain, Chinatown is a fun place to visit. The storefronts usually spill onto the sidewalks. It's one of the few places where you can haggle on the price of things.
Coney Island is all about good old-fashioned fun. You can ride roller coasters, stroll down the boardwalk, enjoy some beach time, and then head over to Nathan's famous hot dogs. We happened to be here during a parade, which explains why the streets were so busy. And that's our next tip. If you're here in June, don't miss the Mermaid Parade. We are now in the northwest end of Manhattan visiting the Cloisters, and this building was built in the medieval architectural style, and it's home to some really lovely sculptures and paintings, so we're going to be visiting those. The Cloisters will make you feel like you've traveled over to Europe. This place is a peaceful retreat from Manhattan's busy streets.
The Apollo is one of the most famous music halls in New York City. Amateur night is on Wednesdays, and it's great for spotting upcoming talent. Harlem for some soul food, and we've heard some great things about Sylvia's. Can't wait to go and have some fried chicken. We ended up having smothered chicken and it melted in our mouths. Delicious!
While in the city, we also dropped by the National September 11 Memorial.
We then made our way to Trinity Church, which holds one of the oldest burial grounds in Manhattan and is the final resting place of many historic figures. So we're here now at Wall Street, where millions are made and lost.
Visiting the Lincoln Center, which is a space that celebrates the performing arts. It is home to the opera, the ballet, and the theater. Art aficionados will love the possibilities the Lincoln Center offers.
While I wouldn't recommend biking Manhattan's congested streets, Central Park really is a great place for a bike ride. If you're looking to cover a lot of ground, you can pick up a bike from one of the many rental shops. One thing you absolutely have to do when you come to New York is watch a New York Yankees baseball game. Right now we're at Yankee Stadium, and this is the most historic baseball franchise. They've won more World Series than any other team.
So we have a very exciting day of museum hopping ahead of us. Our first stop is the Met, or Metropolitan Museum of Art, and I'm really looking forward to browsing the different galleries. Admission to the Met is by suggested donation only, meaning you can give whatever you can afford.
This triangular-shaped skyscraper is one of the most iconic buildings in the city. If you approach the building from a certain angle, it looks two-dimensional.
Washington Square Park is popular with families looking to cool down during the summer months. There is a large fountain where kids like to climb and splash around, and the park is also known for its arch, which is reminiscent of that found in Paris.
And while you visit Washington Square Park, you can also take the opportunity to swing by the NYU campus.
The National Museum of the American Indian has a very interesting collection, and the best part is that admission is free of charge.
The American Museum of Natural History is located in the Upper West Side, and it has an extensive dinosaur collection.
So we are now in Times Square, the busiest intersection in all of New York City. If you're going to be visiting, I recommend you come at nighttime when all the lights are on and it's just crowded. Times Square has often been nicknamed the center of the universe and the crossroads of the world. An estimated 330,000 people pass through here daily.
Modern art lovers can pop into the MoMA for a visit. And a really fun way to get over to Roosevelt Island is to take a cable car from Manhattan. This tramway runs from Manhattan to Roosevelt Island, and the ride lasts 3 minutes. It's a fun way to get an aerial overview of the city, but it's also slightly unnerving if you don't like heights.
Fifth Avenue is a shopping mecca. The street is lined with prestigious high-end boutiques, and it's considered to be one of the most expensive shopping streets in the world.
The top of the Rock observation deck is located on the 70th floor and offers 360-degree unobstructed views. The Empire State Building was the world's tallest building for almost 40 years. While it hasn't been surpassed many times since, it still boasts some of the best views of New York City.
Carnegie Hall is a concert venue, and it often plays host to classical performances.
This morning we're exploring Central Park, also known as the lungs of New York City. Now this park is massive, and there are so many different entrances, it's almost like a bit of a maze. So if you really want to see the park properly, you've got to come several times and you've got to enter from different vantage points.
Central Park is massive, and there are so many places to visit within its boundaries. We managed to see the Belvedere Castle, the Great Lawn, Shakespeare Garden, the Ramble, the Jackie Onassis Reservoir, the Alice in Wonderland statue, and we still left feeling like we barely scratched the surface. Strawberry Fields is a section of Central Park dedicated to the memory of John Lennon. This was a place Lennon used to frequent, and travelers from far and wide stopped by to leave a rose and pay their respects.
So we're just outside of the Met. I've got a giant pretzel in my hand. It's piping hot. It's delicious. I'm gonna try a bite. Really doughy, and wow, is it ever salty. You can't come to New York without taking in a musical. There's so many different ones you can choose, from Mamma Mia to Phantom of the Opera. Now at Madison Square Garden, which is home to the NHL's New York Rangers, one of the most historic hockey teams. And this building is one of the most famous in the whole world for entertainment. You can watch concerts, you can watch shows. This is where lots of live performances happen.
This is a memorial site to the unnamed free and enslaved Africans who were buried here. It was only rediscovered in 1991.
The cool thing about this intersection is that it's the point from which all official distances from New York City are measured. One of the best ways to get around New York City is of course by metro. I've got this metro card over here and I paid $30. This has allowed me to go around the city for 7 full days, unlimited use. If you want to really explore New York City, we recommend picking up a Metro card so that you can zip around the city with no restrictions. It's cheap and it's efficient. And that concludes a look at our very busy week in New York City. I'm still shocked we managed to cover so many attractions, but the great thing about this city is that distances aren't very long and there's always something really cool worth checking out around each corner.
Have you been to New York? What are your favorite things about the city? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below.
For more travel and food videos, click subscribe.